Good morning, Early Edge. Happy Saturday. We are so glad you're here with us on this weekend. A big slate ahead. We have some WNBA. Caitlin Clark, first Angel Reese, first time in their professional career, battling each other will be very exciting. We have a big day in soccer, and of course, we are just right in the middle of that MLB season. So before I bring in just the right crew for the slate today, we will have to take a look back at yesterday, and we will have to thank Thea for keeping us slightly above water here. Not the team's best day. We appreciate Sia for carrying the team. Somebody's always going to be giving us this green check mark, so thank you, Sia. And I'm bringing in the cleanup crew here, okay? It is time for us to get back to where we need to be. We need to see more green check marks. So we got buckets. We got Amags. Buckets, I hear it is quote-unquote your Super Bowl today. This is a big day in soccer, correct?
It is the day in soccer. We've got the UEFA Champions League final between Borussia Dortmund and La Liga side Real Madrid. I could talk for hours about this game, so I promise I will do my best to keep my takes under 10, 30 minutes, something like that, Mackenzie. It's going to be a good day.
We got time, Buckets. We got time. This is your day, and then you're going to be taking a little hiatus. So this is, the floor is yours today. Amags, we're just getting into the swing of it, getting into the swing of the summer. How are we feeling about today?
I'm feeling great, and I was saying to Buckets right before the show, I feel like I need to just give him the stage today. This is his Super Bowl, as he's calling it. So I will try to get in and out with my picks with the day baseball. Come join me on extra innings afterwards if you want more than that. But give Buckets his due today.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, first of all, we got prop stars in the chat. 2 classic prop stars. Happy Saturday, buddy. That's big. Love to see the family in the chat here. All right, so that we can give Buckets his floor. Let's talk about some baseball first, Amags. Let's get our nonsense out of the way before we get into his stuff.
All right, Kenz. Well, yeah, I'm going to start with Joe Musgrove under 17.5 outs here in Kansas City. Look, yesterday we saw Dylan Cease get bounced early before finishing 6 innings. And quite frankly, I think Joe Musgrove is a much worse pitcher. The 5.79 expected ERA, 40% hard hit rate. Some of those stats are also impacted by some, clunkers to the, start of the season, like the Korea game, whatnot. But still, I don't think he's very good, at least not in great form. And you put him in Kansas City, I think at some point that lineup today gets to him. So I have him to go under 17.5 outs. The numbers drifted a little bit, so shop around. Maybe if it drifts even more, you can get about plus money, but it shouldn't go too much further than this. I think it's probably right around where it should be. Check out the website if you want to read a little bit more on that one. Secondly, I'm actually going to take, our buddy, you see the hat here, Chris Sale. There's a lot of chatter already on Chris Sale today. The number is kind of high, but I think the main point I want to make here is the -135, -140 on BetMGM. At least that's where it was, as of a little while ago. I like it there because I have it priced closer to like -165, -170. Now, when you get into the -155s that are out there closer to -160, I think it's probably just more of a pass. But you could still get in at -135, -140. So shop around if you can get one of those numbers. I do like the over for Sale, 15% swinging strike. I could go on and on about this guy. There's not much that you can dislike about him. You get a top 3 matchup against Oakland for strikeouts versus lefties. I think that he can stick around long enough. Check the website for a play that speaks to that. I think he can stick around long enough in this one to get at least to 7 strikeouts, right near that number. And this is a big number, but not really for Chris Sale.
Okay. I'm in on Chris Sale. You sold me. And I also think in honor of Buckets, I will be placing my first soccer bet ever today. I think it's the time. Before we get to Buckets, we got to talk about the WNBA here. I love that the chat's talking about it a lot. That's where my pick's going to come from today. We want to talk about just a preview of this game in general. You're looking at the Fever with Caitlin Clark. They're 1-9 right now. Just not a great basketball team. Caitlin Clark is playing great, okay? There's a reason she was the number 1 draft pick here. The Sky, they're about 500. They're doing better than expected. Angel Reese is looking great. Cardoso is supposed to make her debut here today. She's been injured all season. She's another rookie part of the star class that we saw, so it's going to be a really fun game. I see a lot of people talking about the props. The thing with the Fever is a lot of Caitlin Clark's props will be inflated, and a lot of just the Fever's line in general will be inflated. So the line here today is 2.5. Chicago's favorite 2.5. I lean Chicago to cover that spread. I think my favorite play, though, would be the Sky team total over 84.5. They haven't gone over this a lot this year. I'll be the first to say it, but they also have played some pretty competitive teams so far. They haven't played the Fever, who are the worst team in the WNBA right now. They have the worst defense right now, and they're injured. Their star center is out. They're injured all over. So I see Caitlin Clark props, people talking about them. I don't know how much I love it. I will say, just because of the absences of some of their star players, the sheer volume that she will be putting up probably could help her go over that 19.5 number. If you can find 19.5, I would take that. I think some of it's 20.5 right now, but I'm sticking to the Sky here just because they are playing the worst defense in the WNBA, and this is an awesome, awesome rebounding team. And you have Cardoso coming back. I think there will be a ton of boxing out, a ton of offensive rebounds from this team. When you look at the Fever overall, they like to play fast considering they play no defense. So this might be a faster paced game than some of the games Chicago has played earlier this year. And I know these aren't the same teams, but if you look back to last season, they have gone over this number every time they played the Fever. So I think the issues with the Fever's defense go back to last season. So personally, I think the best play for this game would be the team total over 84.5. Elizabeth Williams, she is the center for the Sky. Her rebound line's at 7.5. I'd look into that as well. I think, again, with the mismatch here down low for them with the Sky or the Fever center being out, that could be a good spot, a good look. Cardoso coming back, I don't know how many minutes she's going to take away from Williams, so that's why I'm hesitant on it. Angel Reese, I know people like to talk about her as well. She's been playing great, but she's just been getting into massive foul trouble, so I don't love to take props when I'm not positive that they can play a full 4 quarters or if she's going to sit. So that's my only hesitancy with her. I do lean the over for the Caitlin Clark props. I see a lot of people talking about them in the chat. The Sky, I will say, are one of the best 3-point defenses in the league. But again, the sheer volume from Caitlin Clark trying to make up from the absences, from the injuries, I think could be a way that she can get over that number. But my favorite play, team total over 84.5 for the Sky. And I will say our partners over at BetMGM have these lines as well. They're all over the WNBA. So if you want to place any of these bets, new BetMGM customers can sign up today and get up to $1,500 in bonus bets. Just place your first wager of at least $10 and you will receive up to $1,500 instantly if your bet loses with code EDGE. That is EDGE EDGE. All right. Buckets, I know I made you wait, but I got to make you wait a little bit longer because we're going to hear a word from one of our partners.
Wake up to football highlights and news from around the world with the one and only Morning Footy team.
Rise and shine, football fans. Welcome to Morning Footy.
Start your all-day football craze with Morning Footy, part of the all-new Golazo Network.
All right, the Bucket Super Bowl, the Bucket send-off party, one of the biggest days in soccer. Everybody strap in. Get your pen and paper. This is about to be epic. No pressure, Buckets, but, I mean, the floor is yours.
Thanks.
Your truth.
Thanks for building that up as much as you could there, Kenz. No pressure at all, but I'm going to do my best here to still crumble beneath the pressure. But listen, guys, it's the big game. This is the big one. You have Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund taking on La Liga side Real Madrid at Wembley Stadium. And this is for all the marbles. If you have never watched a UCL final before, it is just one leg. There's no home and away. It's played at a neutral site. Whoever wins this wins the cup. And everybody, and I mean everybody, is understandably on Real Madrid. But be careful, because Real Madrid opened at minus 190 on the money line. As of this morning, it's minus 130. So money's moving around. People are getting a little nervous, and they're nervous because this Borussia Dortmund side is very, very good, and they've been underestimated this entire competition. I have 2 bets for us. One is a fun, sexy plus odds wager, and one is a little bit more of a safe bet that my Real Madrid supporters are going to love here. But to start with the fun one, we're going both teams to score and over 2.5 as a same game parlay priced at plus 105. I have to go for goals in this matchup. Real Madrid, obviously an incredible side when it comes to scoring goals. They've got Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham, Joselu, Rodrigo, and more. This is one of, if not the best offensive unit in Europe right now. However, Real Madrid really hasn't been playing defense lately. They've conceded 15 times in Champions League so far this season because this is the kind of team that doesn't have to play defense. They'll beat you 3-1, 4-1, 5-2. They can score at will here, and they're going to do that against a Dortmund side that tries to play cagey. And we saw that they're capable of doing that. Borussia Dortmund did manage to beat PSG 1-0 in both legs of the semifinal, but Real Madrid and PSG are 2 different monsters. If Dortmund wants to win this match, they're going to have to score at least 1 or 2 goals to make that happen here. So I love both teams to score and over 2.5 at plus odds. And then for our safe kind of more Real Madrid, Los Blancos sided bet here, I'm taking Vinicius Jr. to score or assist at minus 130. A little bit of juice here, but we have to look at the form that Vinny Jr. is in. He has 10 goal contributions in this UCL competition alone. He had nothing but goals and assists all season long. It's pretty much him or Jude Bellingham. If you want to flip a quarter, heads is Vinny, tails is Jude, feel free to do that. But I think Vinny maybe won't score in this matchup, but his setup pieces have been incredible. His creativity is incredible, and his vision is unreal. He will link up with one of the big players here on Real Madrid. I'm expecting a fantastic game with a lot of goals and a nice Vinny Jr. goal contribution somewhere in this matchup.
Oh, not even the stage. Sounds like a fun game, and buckets are really for the people here, giving the Real Madrid fans a bet they're going to want, giving us a 2-leg plus money parlay, same game parlay. We're going crazy on this Saturday. I think I'll be placing both of these in the name of Buckets and what he has done for us this soccer season. 2 claps for Buckets and the green check marks that have come along with it. All right, I love the talk in the chat. We're seeing a lot from prop stars, questions being answered. We're talking about the W. Any more questions, always feel free to reach out to the team on Twitter as well. But let's take a look at the recap screen here. I'm going with the Sky team total over 84.5 at -115. Amags is on Joe Musgrove under 17.5 outs, and Chris Sale over 7.5 strikeouts. And Buckets, oh, Buckets, this is it. This is the big game. Dortmund versus Real Madrid. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Same game parlay at +105. And we're going with Vinny Jr. Sounds like one of Amags' relatives to me. To score or assist here at -130. All right, guys. That's all we got time for, okay? We got things to do. It's the weekend. We got drinks to pay for. So hopefully we can do that for this team. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday. Good luck with your bets, and we will see you guys Monday.